What's up, my beautiful people? It's your boy Dixon here. We're ready to react to Animals USA Beg to Kill. Remember to hit the subscription button, like, comment, and share. Let's do this.
If you spot this creature, you gotta eliminate it ASAP. Dispose of it, toss it out, basically get rid of it, then call for backup. That's what they say on forums where people have encountered it, and you can see where they're coming from. At best, it'll scratch you. At worst, it'll come back, and it won't be alone. You have no idea how dangerous it can be and the havoc it wreaks, but hey, there are plenty of other species like that. We know for sure that authorities even pay good cash for taking out such animals. For instance, you could make about $2,000 for a wolf in Idaho. All right, you wannabe hunters, just stay put at home. This job is for the pros. But first things first. You might be getting fined for not getting rid of pests on time, but forgetting to hit the like button is no joke. Make sure to hit it before you forget. So the nine-banded armadillo. If your home, vacation house, or estate is rich in subterranean insects, and you live close to these miners, you're in for a tough time. This seemingly charming creature, originally from South America, made its way into Central and North America around 3 million years ago. However, today, this armored creature is considered an invasive species in Florida, and for good reason. Armadillos wreak havoc in various places like lawns, flower beds and vegetable gardens, golf courses, sports fields, cemeteries, preschools, and orange groves. Additionally, they're blamed for reducing the population of quails and sea turtles due to their fondness for quail and turtle eggs. Overall, they're among the most dangerous pests in Florida and much of the southeastern United States. People often complain about these creatures digging up their yards, searching for food. It's usually bugs, worms, spiders, small amphibians, reptiles, mammals, birds, eggs, anything edible that can be found in the ground, they'll find it. One armadillo can dig dozens of shallow burrows every night, about 0.8 to 2.4 inches wide and up to 6 inches deep. And these armored creatures couldn't care less about where humans have built stuff. They're on a mission to find food. So they might mess up your foundation big time and even cause the whole thing to come crashing down, all because they felt like digging around in that spot. I mean, why not just poke a hole in the foundation, right? Armadillos first arrived in Florida in the 1920s and 1930s, even though they've been around for ages. They're considered invasive because people brought them over and they started breeding like crazy. By the early 1950s, armadillos had spread all over the state. With the population booming in recent decades, armadillos are bumping into people more often, and that's not a good thing at all. It's not just about building foundations or maintaining lawns. There's a medical angle to it too. Nine-banded armadillos are the only creatures besides humans known to carry leprosy-causing bacteria. Instances of leprosy have been detected in wild armadillos on multiple occasions, with approximately 80 cases of transmission to humans reported each year. Dealing with leprosy isn't a quick fix. Though modern treatments exist, delay can lead to permanent damage and disability. The issue is also that armadillos' smell can attract other armadillos. That's why if you encounter even one of these creatures, you need to get rid of it ASAP. Armadillos communicate with each other using scents released from their anal glands. So basically, one leaves a scent trail, others get curious, and they come to check out what's stinking up the place. Apart from that, armadillos also leave a trail of pheromones in their nest to find their way back and attract other armadillos. In one such nest, up to 8 creatures can reside, meaning there will be 8 times more destruction in the area. Getting armadillos to come out is a real challenge because, unlike other animals, they don't come out for food baits. The only possible way is to use the same pheromones. Seems like that's all the armadillos are interested in anyway. Perhaps it's because their eyesight isn't great, so they need to compensate it with something. And armadillos decided to boost their sense of smell. It's suggested that smell is their dominant sense and plays a key role in identifying predators and kin. That's why pheromones work. Dealing with armadillos is still incredibly hard, no matter what. Most methods used to fend off wild animals just don't cut it against them. There aren't any sprays, poisons, or smokes that work. In other words, they're not bothered by any particular smell, and that's despite their keen sense of smell. Fences don't cut it either because armadillos can dig tunnels underneath them and even climb over the top. Plus, believe it or not, armadillos can jump. Sometimes they can jump up to 4 feet high, especially when they're scared. Shooting at armadillos is also pointless. They live a nocturnal lifestyle and constantly move around. Plus, not all weapons will work. A shotgun? Sure. A regular handgun? Probably not. A rifle? Same thing. Let's leave that for the pros and the comments and move on. Okay, so armadillos are no joke. We got that. So as soon as you spot a burrow, you got to call in the experts. When the experts show up, they'll block off the exits, coax the critters out gently, catch them, and relocate them. Then they'll treat the burrows to keep that scent from luring in more armadillos. Plus, good experts will check if your house foundation took a hit, because knowing beforehand is a key. They might even fix it up if needed. The good news is you don't have to wait for a specific hunting season to take out an armadillo. There are no restrictions because armadillos are considered pests. And it's okay to catch and kill them. It's simply seen as protecting your property. It's a shame that there's no pay for this. Well,
because
actually, people have to pay for calling in specialists to catch armadillos, while for eliminating some other animals, you can get a reward from the government. And some states can spend really big bucks on payouts for hunting. In 2023, it was announced that Wyoming would spend over $4 million on the elimination of coyotes, wolves, ravens, skunks, and other nuisance animals. This is more than in any previous financial year. Okay, let's be honest here. Instances where hunters get paid for catching animals aren't all that common. Sometimes it's fair, though, because these critters go invasive and wreak havoc on, like, everything. Some animals are paid by the piece, you bring in a part, like a tail, and get paid. Sometimes hunting is paid by the hour, which sounds better, especially if you spend a ton of time and can't catch anything. Right now, there are dozens of animals on the blacklist, including pythons and pigs. But we talked about them recently, so let's focus on others. South Dakota farms, for instance, are aiming to reduce local populations of nest predators like skunks, raccoons, badgers, possums, and foxes to boost the nesting success of pheasants and ducks. Nest predators are animals that rummage through nests and munch on eggs. People participating in the program get $10 for each tail of the animal I listed. They have to bring in the coccyx and the entire tail to get paid, no exceptions. One family could earn up to $590 by doing this, which means they can hunt up to 59 animals. This program has been running for several years now. It all started back in 2019, and since then it's led to the death of over 15,000 animals. As a result, the government paid out $150,000 in compensation, which is quite a hefty sum. Started in 2023 and set to roll until 2026, the current program has resulted in the deaths of more than 240,000 animals over the past 5 years. The thing is, there's no concrete evidence to show it's really making a difference in increasing pheasant numbers, and all this happens right during their prime nesting time in spring. Nutrias have become an unexpected threat to both people and the environment. As of April 2018, around 16,400 acres of wetlands in Louisiana have been affected by these animals. Unfortunately, the chances of restoring or even slowing down the degradation of these swamps are very slim unless we reduce the impact of nutrients. That's why a program to control them was established back in 2002. The aim of this program is to remove up to 400,000 nutrias every season to reduce damage. From November to March, the state is willing to pay $6 per tail as a reward. It might not seem like much, but they actually bumped up the price from $5 back in 2019. They raised the reward because the nutria catch dropped by about 38%, and something needed to be done about it. Despite being over 20 years old, the program is still going strong. The top hunters rake in some serious cash for nutrias. We're talking thousands of dollars. It all started in the 1930s with the introduction of an invasive species. Nutrias were brought in to breed for their fur, but some of them escaped and others were set loose when the fur industry went bust. And then nutrias went full throttle. They started munching on marsh plants, especially the roots, making it tough for the plants to bounce back. One nutria can chow down on vegetation that weighs up to a quarter of its own weight every day. Without roots, the soil around plants erodes faster, turning marshes into open water. Since 2000, nutrias have destroyed over 25,600 acres of marshes in this way. That's why people are fighting back with all they've got. During 2018 and 2019, about 240 people pitched in to eliminate nutrias, gathering around 223,000 tails worth over $1.1 million. The top hunter pocketed $55,000, but hitting the target of 400,000 tails only happened once, back in the 2009-2010 season. Despite all efforts, nutrias keep eating plants. Still, scientists are confident without this program, the shoreline would have been in even worse shape. There's another creature causing havoc like the nutria, the beaver, but it does it in a different way. People usually don't like beavers for their dams, so different states run programs now and then to thin out the beaver population. The average price for a beaver is roughly $20, though it could be more or less in certain areas. Back in 2019, Louisiana offered hunters $35 for each beaver tail they turned in, while Arkansas only gave out $10 per tail to hunters and trappers. It's all because beavers pose a security threat. Building dams and what comes with it endangers millions of dollars worth of transportation infrastructure and can cause significant damage to forest resources. Just like with other pests, folks have come to accept that they can't completely get rid of beavers. You can only slow down their breeding and spread. But if you let them run wild, beavers can cause a lot of damage to farmland by flooding it. They're not doing it out of spite, of course, but none of the animals targeted for hunting harm humans out of spite. When dams are built, floods can occur that wash away roads, wreck septic systems, and ruin trees in low areas. Even gardens and prized ornamental trees near lakes, ponds, or streams can take a hit. Also, beavers' activity poses a threat to trout streams due to increased precipitation, water temperature, and acidity. So it might seem like beavers are causing trouble for everyone, but it's not quite that simple. And we've got a separate video about it on our channel. It's a similar story with wolves. On one hand, efforts were made to intentionally reintroduce them into Yellowstone National Park. On the other hand, in Wyoming, wolves were excluded from the Endangered Species Act. Since 2017, the Department of Game and Fish has allowed year-round wolf hunting across 85% of the state. On July 1st, 2021, Idaho passed a law aimed at reducing the wolf population by 90%, offering rewards of $2,000 for each wolf taken down. Likewise, Montana passed a similar law with the aim of reducing the wolf population by 90%. Why are the amounts so much bigger compared to the $10 for other animals? Well, first off, wolves are dangerous. And secondly, hunting them isn't easy. It takes a lot of money and time. A hunter might set up 70 traps in a certain area, each costing $100. And then they have to check them every 3 days. That's both time and money spent on fuel to get to those traps. Killing off wolves is paying off. In Idaho, it led to fewer attacks in 2023 compared to the 2 years before. Fighting wolves has been an ongoing saga in North America for centuries. Settlers brought livestock to the continent, and wolves quickly realized it was an easy and tasty meal, sparing them the hassle of hunting in the woods. In efforts to protect their livestock, ranch owners and governmental bodies embarked on a campaign to eliminate wolves. Bounty programs, which started in the 19th century, continued until 1965, providing incentives of $20 to $50 for each wolf. By the mid-20th century, government-sponsored programs wiped out almost all gray wolves across 48 states. Then, in the late 60s, those programs got shut down, and Congress gave gray wolves protection in 1973. Since then, their population started growing, and now it seems like there are too many wolves again. People think that having too many wolves around could affect the deer and elk populations. This isn't just about nature, it's also bad for states because hunting licenses for deer and elk rake in a lot of cash. So if these animals start dwindling, there will be fewer hunters, and that'll mean less money coming in. The second reason remains the same. Many people claim that wolves still hunt livestock. However, this claim is constantly debated, and there is no solid scientific proof to back it up. Coyotes, cousins of wolves, aren't exactly favorites among people either. Back in 2019, a senator from South Carolina proposed a bill suggesting that hunters get paid $75 for each coyote they hunt. Coyotes have become a real nuisance in South Carolina. It seems like not a week goes by without someone calling in saying they've lost a cat or a dog due to these animals. You can't wipe them out completely, but you can definitely thin out their numbers, and it's working. Before they started offering rewards for coyotes, about 9,300 of them were taken out each year. After the rewards were introduced, that number jumped to around 15,000. In Utah, where a rewards program has been in place since 2017, the deer population surged when coyotes stopped preying on them so aggressively. In response, the legislature allocated $500,000 in the budget for a coyote bounty program. From 2016 to 2018, hunters were taking down around 10,000 coyotes per year, and it was clear the deer were happy about it. You didn't forget to like the video, did you? See you later.
It's a lot of money. Thank you guys for watching. I hope these kind of videos, they're really helpful. And they're making a lot of sense, so we'll keep on posting more of them, and remember to like, subscribe, share and comment. See you.